I want to go local for a quick second. The liquor stores have been taking a hit, I think, because they've now allowed alcohol to be sold in stores here in Canada. I've been watching the news lately. Well, I watch the news every day. Let me take some stuff here. Let me pull up some stuff. So alcohol is now available in not every store. Basically, you have to apply for a license to have alcohol in your store. But let me take a look here. Available Toronto. Okay, there we go. And this is just inactive, like maybe like 5 days ago they started doing this. I don't know how this is going to work out because Toronto has not been getting any easier. The streets have been getting no safer. I haven't seen any of the drug problems getting addressed. There's more and more people getting strung out on Fenty, all types of stuff. So I just don't see how saying, hey, if you want to, just go to any corner store and go grab yourself a beer. No problem. So let's see. I'll pull up something courtesy of City.
Despite the push to make sure alcohol was available in corner stores as of today, it's still not all that convenient for people to pick up their favorite drinks. There are quite a few licenses that have been approved, but not all mom and pop shops like this one on King Street are ready to serve.
By law, we keep this sign here, and we keep all the stuff here.
Getting stocked up is the next step for John Wang and his store. For now, the fridges are empty, but everything else is in order, including a new license on the wall behind the cash.
We prepared. I know that suppose we start today, but we're not ready yet. So, about 2 weeks, we are going to start carrying the beer and the wine and the spirit.
Other convenience stores may have started putting the beer, wine, cider, and premixed drinks on display, but haven't yet figured out pricing, for example, while others have signs posted in the windows and were ready to welcome customers first thing this morning.
I mean, for me, it was convenient rather than having to go to the LCBO over at Yonge and Wellesley. So for that purpose, I would use it for convenience. I don't know how often I would use it.
No disrespect, broski. He might be part of the Breakfast Club. And I'm not talking about Charlemagne and Envy and Just Hilarious. There's a whole different Breakfast Club I'm talking about.
Is it though?
By day one, the Alcohol and Gaming Commission of Ontario had approved 4,220 convenience store licenses, including more than 300 in Toronto.
We got the notification that we can start the selling of the alcohol beverages from the 5th of September. So we just restocked some of the stuff and we're going to sell it today.
But the stores...
Jesus Christ. I'm just thinking of all of the infinite possibilities that are going to happen right now. Oh. Like, he's happy. But I used to take 2-4s right out of the corner store. I'm just trying to think like how a criminal would think. Now you can just go into the corner store and go grab the beer. Yeah. It might get spooky out there. For example, I did mention the Breakfast Club. And again, I'm not talking about Charlemagne the God, DJ Envy, and Laura LaRosa. I'm talking about the Breakfast Club that hangs out in front of the beer store, 9 a.m. They're in front of the liquor store, 9 a.m. Is it 9 a.m. when it opens? I haven't drank in, 13, 14 years or whatever. When I used to drink, I wasn't part of the Breakfast Club. I was aware of them because I had friends, being an alcoholic, had friends that worked in the beer store. There was a once upon a time that I used to be able to go to the beer store by Wellesley and Parliament and go hang out in the fridge with the homie who was working at the beer store. And he would let me stay there and drink beers for free as long as I drink them at the beer store. So I'd go into the back of the fridge with the homie and we just sit on the stacks of 2-4s over there, sit on a stack of 2-4s and just freezing as a mofo. Just drinking and yucking it up. Right? But it was free beer. But he's the one who told me about the Breakfast Club. He's like, yo, bro, that guy in the line right there, he gives us problems all the time. He's part of the Breakfast Club. And I said, the Breakfast Club? What's the Breakfast Club? He said, these are the guys who are there in a lineup right outside of the liquor store when it opens. I said, well, goddamn, that's a thing? And then once he told me that, and I'm driving around the city, let's say in the morning times, and somebody, y'all just gave me the information right here, it's 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. So let's say I'm driving around the city in those times, and I drive past liquor stores, drive past beer stores. You see a little lineup. Let's say it's like 9:45. It's a little lineup. Oh, okay. Then it started to ring to me as I would start seeing those little lineups from place to place. Oh, that's what he was talking about, the Breakfast Club. They're just lining up in front of the liquor store, lining up in front of the beer store. So now, I don't know how this is going to work, because mans could just go into the corner store. I'm sure they're going to have the same type of rules that they have in Montreal. In Montreal, the beer, let's say the corner store opens at 7 a.m. You're not going to be able to buy beer until, well, actually in Montreal, I think you can buy beer from whenever the shit opens. So maybe you can just go walk into a corner store at this point now in Toronto or not anywhere in Ontario at 7 a.m. and go buy yourself a beer. I know in Montreal at 11 o'clock or 11 p.m. is when the fridge closes. Is that the same over here? DJ Illinois is the same. Friday, you're right. A disgruntled customer might snap because they can't get to the alcohol at 10:59 p.m. and just ransack the fridge. Facts. 10:59, lineup time. Holy shit. I know in Montreal, and if they're using the same model, I would imagine they're going to do the same thing. They're going to have to put a lock on the fridge after 11 p.m., especially in certain areas that are, what would they call those areas? High crime, or give me the term, the social technical term that they have for it, right? High engagement or whatever areas, you know what I'm saying? High attention or whatever areas. They're going to have the locks, the big old locks on the fridge. You know what I'm saying? Ranjit's about to put that shit on right there at 11 p.m. Clink. No. No more. It's closed. And low key, nobody's leaving their store open after 11 p.m. If you want to get robbed, keep your store open all night then. Just as a word of advice to people out there who might have a corner store. If you would like to get your store robbed and somebody in there with a burner to your head talking about break yourself, all right? And I don't want to hear nothing about, I feel sorry for your mother. What you said? Y'all don't remember that shit. That's that menace to society shit. All right? Close your store at 11 o'clock. As soon as the beer and the liquor is done, close the store. Store's closed. Right, Illinois? You hurry up and buy. I'm not doing any imitations or anything like that. Okay? Y'all chill, right? Just relax.
Themselves will need to
That's
play
my
by
accent.
the rules. Refusing sales to minors, making sure staff are properly trained.
Refusing sales to minors. Oh my gosh. Good luck with that one. Excuse me, sir. I'd like to buy a 2-4. It's a little nigga with a little fake mustache.
And certified, the province plans on hiring more staff to help with enforcement. In a statement provided to City News, the AGCO said it has a wide-ranging compliance monitoring process and conducts various activities at each stage of the license lifecycle, including unannounced inspections, as well as responding to police reports and public complaints. One person.
Yo, enough. Listen, I'm trying to be an optimist. I know I'm not pushing this in any kind of positive way. And maybe it's because I don't drink. Maybe that's what it is. Because I feel like for the people who do drink, when this happened, they were like, yes, yes. And I understand. I get it. All right. I'm not hating on anybody who drinks. I'm not one of those non-drinkers. Oh, you drink? Yo, yuck. What's wrong with you? And like, no, that's whack. Don't do that. Anybody who does that, you're whack. But what I am saying is this seems just like a dangerous plan. I don't know if Doug Ford really, really thought this one out completely before he pushed the button on this one. Because all I can think about is the negatives, B. Right? And this is me coming from a city where beer, not alcohol, but beer and wine were available at corner stores, at the gas station even.
Person who was more than ready, Premier Doug Ford, eager
Watch
to
him. This nigga. R.I.P. Rob Ford, man. This nigga's still riding. You're riding off of Rob Ford's coattails, broski.
announcement on social media.
We're leveling the playing field and giving small businesses
Nigga got a little bit slim. Pause.
the opportunity to grow and create good local jobs. Most importantly, we're giving you more choice and convenience.
So the Busy Bee King Mart here at King and Bathurst isn't quite ready to roll out the beverages just yet. The interesting thing is the owner is the head of the Ontario Convenience Stores Association. He's been busy helping other stores get ready. He said he's got 8 employees who have been trained and they should be ready to go by tomorrow.
All right. So the stores are now equipped to sell beer, wine. Again, don't want to be a Debbie Downer, gang. I just don't see this turning out well. And it's one of those things. Once you squeeze the toothpaste out the tube, you can't put it back in. You feel me? I don't see Doug Ford backing down on allowing alcohol or beer in stores now, because people are going to complain. I feel, and this is just my prediction, in the next 3 to 5 years, we're going to be seeing the repercussions of this. I don't think that Toronto's ever been an equipped city to be able to handle people just being able to go in any corner store or most corner stores. He said 300 corner stores in Toronto. That's a lot. Or convenience stores. Let's call them that. I've never thought that this city was equipped to be able to handle people just being able to walk into any convenience store and buy some beer. Because if that was the case, that's something that should have been implemented from decades ago so that we can get used to it as the city grows. But the city getting to the point where it is, crime-wise, drug-wise, everything, homelessness, everything that's been happening in the city, and the climax that all of those things have gotten to at this point, and then now adding, hey, you can also go get your beer or wine or whatever at the convenience store. I think they kind of mismatched the way that they should have been laying out their plans. Like I said, they should have put that into play maybe like 30 years ago. Because now it just seems intentional. Like, yes, we are literally trying to separate the rich from the poor. So once you guys go drink whatever beer that you can go get at the corner store and go crash out, we'll know you ain't going to be coming with us as far as excelling to Toronto and Ontario to the next level. We'll be able to definitely weed out the degenerates very easily over the next even month with this being implemented. Mark my words. Like, there's cities like New York City who's had alcohol in every, or not alcohol, but beer in every corner store for decades. How did that work out for them as far as even with their crime? Like, come on, B. Y'all niggas is hustling backwards. It's really weird shit, man. But listen, salute to everybody out there who's for the convenience of the people, I ain't mad at y'all. Okay. I know there's a lot of people out there who are not degenerates who are like, all right, well, it's convenient for me. Shut up, Friday. I don't care what you're saying. And that's fine. Cool. I salute you. Okay. It's going to be way easier to go to any convenience store and go get your beer than to have to go to a specific beer store. I always thought that was weird when I first moved here. I was like, wait a minute. Y'all got a beer store and a liquor store? Where they do that? Right? Even when I go across the country and I was in Vancouver or different places in BC, you were able to buy beer in a lot of different stores. Everything was privatized. But when I got to Ontario or Toronto specifically, I was kind of thrown off. This was like back in 97. I was thrown off. I was like, so wait a minute. The fridge don't got no beer in it. When I would go into the convenience store, I'd be like, where the beer? Nah, Friday, you got to go to a beer store. What? But over time, I was like, okay. When I seen the degeneracy that would be happening around, especially like living downtown for so many years, I used to go to the beer store by Gerard and Sherburne. Okay. For the people who know, you know, that beer store by Gerard and Sherburne, a lot of shit goes down around there. And I used to always go and think to myself, well, yeah, it makes sense. Maybe you shouldn't have beer in all the convenience stores because look at the way these fools are acting over here at the beer store. Imagine being able to buy this shit just anywhere. So after a while, I was like, yeah, I'm with it. I'm used to it. And then years later, I stopped drinking and I just didn't care. But now, you guys are you guys are working on a literal crash out mission. So pray for Toronto. That's all I got to say. Pray for Toronto.
We love hip hop.